following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Camping Out, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys training camp on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. And now your host, Shannon Gross.
Welcome, Dallas Cowboys training camp. You are listening to Camping Out. First day of pads. We got to see some folks, hit some folks. Speaking of hitting folks, we are going to bring the hard-hitting information to you because Shannon Gross, my partner in crime, Nate Newton.
Yes, sir.
And to the right of him, our special guest today from DallasCowboys.com, Rob Phillips. Robert Phillips.
Rob Bird.
What's going on, Rob?
What an ovation. I thought you were going to introduce me as, speaking of hitting people, the biggest wrestling fan on the planet, Rob Phillips.
You know,
because that's my jam.
I could have done that, but I got distracted because I can't hear anything in my ear, so I'm trying to mess with this little
You
plug.
look kind of puzzled there. You okay?
No, it's this plug right here.
We can
It's
hear
got
you.
a short in it.
I can hear you.
We can hear you, but you can hear yourself.
All right. Well, anyway, welcome to the show, Rob.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
What's your favorite all-time wrestling match before we get going?
All-time wrestling match?
Yeah.
Man.
All-time wrestling match.
The Briscoe brothers versus the Funk brothers.
Oh, that's before my time. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's before my time. Give me the
Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair.
Yeah. I'd say that cage match at WrestleMania at AT&T Stadium.
Oh, with the
Shane and
McMahon?
Undertaker?
When
Yeah.
Shane came like 50 feet out of the sky and landed on the Spanish announcer's table?
Yeah. You saw him backstage afterwards. He didn't look so good.
Yeah, he was puking in a trash can.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
pretty
that
good
one. What a great event that was.
That was so
Yeah.
good.
Next year, baby.
And
it's
they're
back.
coming back, absolutely. All right, fellas, the pads came on today. Nate, I saw you down at the other end of the field. The big news out of today, though, let's just jump right into it. Dak Prescott left practice.
Yep.
Looked like a sore shoulder, something going on. Has anybody heard any updates? What's going on?
The statement, if you want to call it that we got from the Cowboys spokesman was, quote, purely precautionary. So he's out at practice. He did a little throwing early. Then all of a sudden he stopped. And apparently he's got some soreness in his throwing arm, Nate. And they didn't have him do anything the rest of practice. I don't think he took part in 7-on-7. And when team drills started, Garrett Gilbert was your starter with the first team, and Dak jogged off. And at first you're like, oh, what's going on here? Because of the obviously coming off the ankle injury. Mm-hmm. But clearly that was not an issue. It was just the shoulder or arm, whatever you want to call it. And day-to-day is basically the way I would term it right now, coming off the injury.
The thing so Dak, if I'm correct, and I'm kind of out of the loop on this, but he's supposed to speak to the media today, correct?
Yeah, the media term is car wash, go around, talk to all the local stations. That's supposed to still happen. I don't think it's happened as of this taping.
It just got rescheduled.
It just got rescheduled.
To 6:15 tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
So we got pressed 4 hours.
So he was going to get examined. Obviously, team trainer's going to look at him. Maybe he may be doing treatment right now for all we know. But the Cowboys said this is not something to be concerned about. So I would term it, till we know anything different, that he's day-to-day. They practice tomorrow. I don't know if he's practicing tomorrow. They have a day off after that. So, we'll just have to wait and see at this point.
The man's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's some bad news on your birthday.
28.
Nate, nothing to...
He's just resting up for his birthday party tomorrow. It's going to be a blast.
That's all we're doing here?
That's all he's doing, resting up.
Precautionary measures.
Yeah.
Nothing to really worry about. Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that, but with this right here, with this right here and the price tag, you better know what you're talking about.
Better be cautious.
He's just warming up for his party.
And that's how you know he's a big deal. He's kind of a big deal because Rich PR VP comes out and gives the media an update in the middle of practice so nobody's freaking out, because obviously he's coming off a major injury to his lower body.
Right.
And, after practice, they actually switched out Tony Pollard. He was going to be one of the four guys at the podiums. They brought Garrett Gilbert on, who was the first-team quarterback. And I just had a flashback to 2020. My God, we're doing this again. We're talking to the backup quarterback, and we're talking about next man up and all that stuff. That was a bad flashback.
Hold on. Nobody said next man up. That's just what you said.
No,
right?
I think Dalton Schultz said it. I mean, he's just talking about today, not the final 8 games of 2020 or whatever it was.
That is a term we should never use around here because it ain't never been a next man up for us. It ain't never been a next man up. It's been a disaster up, but not a next man.
Maybe one. Dalton Schultz, he was the next man up and did a pretty damn good job last
63 catches.
Yeah. So, yeah, it does work out every once in a while,
Yeah,
Nate.
it does. It took us right to the Super Bowl, didn't it?
Stop it. Stop it, Nate.
So, wait, let me ask you, Nate. So, I mean, Troy had stuff like this, right? I mean, you get
but
some
we had
muscle
Jason
soreness.
Garrett.
Okay.
We had Rodney Pete.
Okay,
They on their worst days, they better than these guys.
Really?
Yeah.
It was not a good day for the offense once again. It was not.
Is
5 interceptions. One of them was kind of like a heave on 4th and 15. But, yeah, not 2 straight days the defense balled out.
Is that because of the quarterbacks, or is that because the defense is actually starting to come together a little bit?
You know, you don't know.
I think.
You don't really know until we get some consistency, which that's not going to happen in this training camp because they practice 3 days and they off a day.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at the schedule, you know. You're not going to know.
We're here 25 days, Nate, and they've got like 12 or 13 practices.
There's only 8 practices left,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
After today?
Yeah. Now, Garrett would always tell you camp continues back home and all
Right.
that, but out here, yeah, that's it.
I mean, we're out here for almost 4 weeks, and they have 8 practices left, and we've been here a week. Like,
Yeah.
that blows my mind. Because, I mean, but you throw in a couple of travel days, you throw in a game.
You can
2
throw whatever you
games.
want, bro.
Yep.
We've been out here for how long? A
Almost
week
a
and
bit
a
over
half.
A week and a half.
Yeah, you know, you 1 day of padded practice. You know, the more we try to get away from the college game, the closer we become to it. You know, with the lack of practicing and the 11 to 12-hour windows that they have to fulfill in a day. I mean, once you start these guys, you got to go to the end, and it's over. You know, you see guys pedaling. But the great thing about all of this is they trying to tell these guys you cannot leave the campus. So you got guys in here focused, and you can use their phones and whatever, but you cannot leave the campus. That's the great thing.
If you're not vaccinated, you can't.
That's right.
But, yeah, it's a different schedule, but it's all about player safety and all that good stuff.
What did you watch today, Rob? Did you focus in on one group, or did you just kind of watch practice as a whole?
I'll tell you what, I was scrambling around trying to figure out what happened at number 4. That was my number one thing at first, what happened to QB1. I mean,
and that was about halfway through practice? That was before the team drills, right? That was after
that was
individuals?
before the end zone drills and all of that. Yeah.
About when team drills started, he jogged off and got it looked at by the trainer. So I'm just watching the defense at this point. And I thought Bookie Brooks had a good article on our website right now about how, Nate, the communication between every level has been pretty good. Like, you don't see a lot of busts out there. And I think that's probably a credit to Dan Quinn, too, of getting guys on the same page early. I mean, what was the biggest problem? There were a lot of problems defensively last year, but that was one of them, was not everybody on the same page. And I think without those busts, you're seeing guys make plays on the ball because they're in the right spot. We got a lot of plays on the balls with them DBs the last couple of days.
You know, the thing about it, man, you know, you go out there and Quinn is in different places. Sometimes he's with the linebackers. Sometimes he's with the secondary. But today and yesterday, and especially a lot today, he was with those defensive tackles.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of let the defensive ends go through a few rotations, but he was spending a lot of times with his defensive tackles, putting in different drills, you know, showing his position coach, Leon Lett, and the other guys, little things that he think will work and getting the hips turned at the proper way. Things like that right there, man. He coaches, man, and guys understand that he's in their face. It ain't no he's off to the side. So he looking at him like I'm looking. Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing, and Mike Nolan's had a good career as a coach in the NFL, but last year he's their DC, and a lot of times he's detached away from the line of scrimmage. He's got a walkie-talkie, and he's just kind of detached from what's going on. Dan Quinn is right in the middle of everything. And he's basically, I mean, he's not the D-line coach in title like Marinelli was in addition to being DC, but he's acting like that in a lot of ways in terms of one-on-one instruction. He works with Gregory, he works with Micah Parsons, all that stuff. I think that's the kind of hands-on stuff they need with a new scheme and coming off of last year. And I think it's working. It's showing right now on the field.
Has anybody jumped off the page at you on defense since you've kind of been watching the defense?
You know, that's funny because in practice we were talking about how splash plays are what gets everybody's attention.
Right.
And it's not always the guy that makes the splash plays that is really having a good camp. Nate. I think Vander Esch is having a good camp at linebacker. He's always in the right spot. I think his keys are on point and all that good stuff at the linebacker position. But Micah Parsons jumps out to you in terms of the splash plays. Had another pick today. He's everywhere.
Almost got us a couple of sacks. Right off
pass rusher.
the A-hole.
The what?
The middle of the line, for you guys that over the center, for you guys that are looking for other kicks. You know what I'm saying?
I've never called it that.
Yeah.
I've never heard it called that.
The A-hole.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah. Wow. But wow, that's sweet. That's sweet, Shannon. You quick. I tell you like this, gentlemen. What a difference of just being able to see your players and put hands on them.
Yeah.
How they installed this year in the mini camps and in the OTAs and how coach can actually talk to his players. That Zoom thing, that's good when you got a lot of veteran guys and you got a core team that's got a winning record. But I don't think that works well with teams that, trying to find their way. And a lot of guys are running around. They're excited. And R.J. Choppy, see, his partner that works with him on there, he said.
Sean.
Yeah, he said, is Jalen Smith just that bad? I told Choppy and Sean, to be honest with you, man, I don't think so. I say, the coaching wasn't that great. When you got a guy that's trying to learn a new system, especially a guy you think that was instinctive. We used to think that Jalen Smith was instinctive. But if you don't know, if you're lining up between the center and the guard for a pass rush and they go into a run scheme, what do you read? Mm-hmm. And it's like they never understood in the different defenses what are their first read? Are you looking for, did the quarterback drop past fullback before you react? Do you look at the guard to see if he's pulling, coming straight at you? You're looking at the tackle to come down on an angle block. What are you reading? And I noticed that even with late in the year, they're just running around.
Yeah.
With no direction. And that is what Coach Quinn and his group of guys are giving them. Hey, this is where you line up at. This is your key. This is what you read. It may have you a step slower until it becomes ingrained, but you know what? You know your keys, and now it'll take you to the ball. Whereas before, it's like we was just running around with like a chicken with his head cut off. And I thought about it, and I was telling Chop and I was telling Sean that maybe this year, with the new scheme and the new directions, these guys will know where to line up, what's their keys, and what situations they need to be in, and what situations they need to look at that they're in.
And I think part of that too was it's like a snowball effect, right? Like they personnel-wise, they had trouble up front stopping the run.
Yes.
They couldn't get any push up front and stop the run, and teams just had them on skates all year long in terms of you can't stop the run, now the play action comes into play.
Yes, sir.
And like you said, you're not comfortable reading things. And it was a new scheme, and I don't think it was until midseason where guys really seemed comfortable with what they were doing. So you're right. Getting this in-person stuff out here is it's just invaluable right now, especially for the young guys, and they've got 11 draft picks right now, most of them on defense.
What else did you watch today, Nate?
It just that just blew me away, man, that Coach Quinn was over there with them D tackles. And then I was talking to one of our reporters, and they said, hey, man, Coach was in his press conference talking about doing a lot of run plays.
Yeah.
A lot of run defending. They went out there in the first drill. We getting geeked for the pass rush, and the first drill is run defend.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They working on stopping the run, man. And it's a few guys out there shined. It's a defensive drill, so you got to take it with a grain of salt as your offensive player because, I look back, I was like, that was my drill. The run defend drill, I was going to grind you up because moving folks off the ball was my deal. But a lot of guys ain't good, and a lot of offensive players didn't look good, but a lot of defensive players did look good.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little later. But I'm telling you, addressing – I've never seen this team – and I'm not trying to knock the old coach. I'm not. I'm not going to do that. He's gone. But addressing what the problem is. Even during team, they had a lot of run plays in there. They had a lot of run. If you run offensively – you get your defense better. We have when our guys are healthy, we have a top-notch offensive line. We're a top 5, top 6 offensive line team. And now we beat some people up, break some backs. So these guys hey, this is the game we play. You are not running the ball. So that was a great thing to see. Fix what's wrong. Don't try to. I understand about like Mr. Jones said a few years ago. Hey, it's good to just add on to your strength, but if your weakness is so glaring, your strength may even get a chance to be put into effect.
Yeah.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll see who everybody's pet cat is and who gets the helmet stickers for today. When we come back on Camping Out.
Camping Out.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? Pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Camping Out.
Welcome back to the show. Camping Out, Shannon Gross, Nate Newton, very special guest, Rob Phillips from DallasCowboys.com. Welcome to the show. I'm trying to find my live reads, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to be talking about. So you know what? Get Cowboys Now on demand. Cowboys content on your home TV. Get the latest player interviews, video podcasts, documentaries, and so much more. Download now on your connected TV. Search Cowboys Now to get the app. All right, before we get back into football, I got a game I want to play. William, we got Brother Will over here on standby to fact check us. Nate, Rob has a hidden talent.
Oh, God.
You can throw out any WrestleMania, any number, and Rob can tell you the main event of that WrestleMania. So what WrestleMania are we on now, Rob?
Any number through, 31. Because I had a baby and lost track.
So anything through 31. So, Rob, are you ready, William? We're going to fact check it. I'm going to go, you're next, Nate. I'm going to go WrestleMania 7. Who was the main event in WrestleMania 7?
Oh, man. That was in L.A.
Okay.
At the Sports Arena, and that was Sergeant Slaughter against Hulk Hogan in the main event.
William, are we correct? Correct. Rob is correct. WrestleMania 7, Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter. All right, Nate, any WrestleMania up till 31? Throw out a number.
31.
Oh, that's
good.
easy.
That's good. That's
easy.
good.
That's easy.
That was in San Francisco. Stick with the Cali theme. I think that was Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar.
That was Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, Chris, pick one.
9.
WrestleMania 9.
Oh, that was at Caesars in Vegas. Bret Hart against Yokozuna.
Yokozuna, Lord, gee, that's Godzilla's cousin.
Gee, Rob, you on it?
Did he win? Did he get that one?
I think he was. Yeah, he was like 400 pounds.
Hold on.
No, that's correct.
Is it?
I don't worry about it.
No, he's right. And he got Caesar's Palace.
Okay, so one more.
I'm even giving you the venues, man.
Let's go
I
one
say, Rob,
more.
you're killing it.
I'm going to go WrestleMania 23.
That was a double main event. but in the final match, Shawn Michaels against
Heartbreak Kid?
Yeah, against John Cena. Was that Detroit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, Rob is unstoppable.
I need
Let's go, Rob.
I got a bonus in that. What was the special event?
Oh God.
Do you know?
Was that the hair match?
Hair versus hair.
I forget who was in it. It was
Vince versus Donald Trump.
In each corner, right?
Yep.
And Austin was the special referee.
Correct. With Steve Austin, correct.
Wow.
Rob, you're good.
Who was in the match?
That was, I don't know these two guys. Somebody with a face tat.
Sting?
Mm-mm. And a black guy. I don't know who this guy is. Sorry.
So did you ever get to see
Rob, you're a
Andre the
beast.
Giant wrestle?
Way to go, Rob. Thank you, William, for the help.
Andre the Giant. Did you ever get to see him?
Too young. Did you?
Yeah.
You saw him wrestle?
Yeah, not live, but just TV.
Oh, I saw him on TV.
Yeah, Thunderbolt Patterson.
No, sir.
Okay, that was Florida. That was Florida.
My first ever live wrestling event was Mid-South Wrestling. They used to come to the Monroe Civic Center, and Junkyard Dog was my guy.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
sir, up out of Georgia.
He was my guy, so my mom took me to see him. He came out to Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. And that
Oh,
was
my God.
That was like my theme song when I was like 8 years old. So my mom saved up money and took us. And the first time I went, we were way up in the upper level, which way up in the upper level, the place only held like 3,000 people. But we were in the second level. So my mom saved up all this money to take me back because I liked it so much. And we got ringside seats. And Big Cat Ernie Ladd, I don't remember if y'all remember.
The great Big Cat.
He
Grambling.
He went to Grambling, played football.
Yeah.
Played in the NFL.
Yeah.
And Junkyard Dog was wrestling him, and he open hand chopped him right across the chest, and he spit. And it covered about 4 rows and landed on me and my mom. My mom was like, never again. Never again. I hope you enjoyed this because it's the last time we're doing this. But it was the greatest thing ever for me. I loved it,
That's
man.
a great story. You always put me on the spot with this, and I have fun with it. But there was one time you did it at the Star with Mickey James, your friend, the former.
And you missed it.
No, I did a great job with it, but she was not impressed one bit at all. Did not care that I had wrestling knowledge, and it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
Yeah.
But she was great.
Wow, man.
She's a friend of the show. She's a huge
friend of the
Cowboys
show.
fan.
Yeah.
Huge Cowboys fan. We got to get her back on when this COVID mess calms down. So I wonder if Sting would be impressed by that.
He would.
You think?
Yeah, Undertaker too.
Steve Borden?
Cowboys fans.
Yeah, all Cowboys fans. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get back to football. One guy that's really jumped out to me, especially this week, is Kennedy.
Maurice Kennedy.
Yes.
Yes.
Him on defense, I think he's, you kind of expect, Diggs to progress a little bit and be a little bit better. I mean, Michael Parsons has been everything and more that everybody's expecting out of him. Like, even with the pads on today, he's still standing out. But Kennedy's somebody that I wasn't really on my radar coming into camp, and he's just one of those guys that's around the ball. He's making picks. He's making things happen. He's really jumped out to me. Have you gotten to watch him much, Rob?
A little bit. I mean, he got back-to-back days with interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Got another one today. One of those picks was like just a jump ball. I forget which one he got. But, look, yeah, he's been impressive. He was a COVID-19 opt-out last year. And I believe he had a baby on the way, and he was trying to protect his family. Mm-hmm. But what's interesting about him is that when they signed him last year, he was more of like a special teams guy. But if you look at more of his bio, I mean, he's played. He started a couple games in the league with the Jets and Ravens. I don't know, Nate, if he cracks this lineup because they've got numbers at corner.
But he's been playing a little safety too, right?
Has he been a little bit?
Yeah, he's been playing a little safety. But anyway,
yeah, whatever he can do.
Let's look at this defensive backs. Okay,
there's a lot.
It's a lot, man.
It's a lot.
But you can be in 1,800 packages, but when the season started, they're gonna be about 4 or 5 packages. And so you got to get in one, in 3 or more of these
They
packages.
have 18 guys listed at defensive back. I counted all of them, and then I realized right out next to defensive back it says 18. So that's probably how many
between corner and safety. Yeah,
See, it ain't easy to break down. Like for me, the wide receivers. Even though it's 14 wide receivers, there are only 5 that's locks. You know.
Right.
Yeah. The rest of them is battling. You know. But I tell you this right here. I told this cat a couple of days ago. I said, man, Maurice Kennedy, just keep making plays. You know, coaches are starting to migrate to him a little bit more, talk to him a little bit more. I mean, he keep making plays. My wide receiver, Noah Brown, just keep making plays.
Yeah.
He made a nice one out there today. Sideline play, just keep making plays. You know, and everybody trying to tell me about some other young guys.
I'm telling you.
I don't want to hear that foolishness, bro.
I got a young guy, Nate. I'm telling you, you watch.
I don't live for that foolishness, man.
He keeps practicing like he's practicing now. He's going to
What
wind
number
up.
is he? What
number
number is he?
17, Malik Turner.
Yeah.
He almost knocked himself out today.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Oh, when he ran into the pads?
Yeah.
On the side, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a brick wall, man.
Yeah.
Hell of a catch, though, and he's been making catches.
Every practice he has 1 or 2 nice ones.
And one thing for fans, like it's especially with Mike McCarthy, it seems like it's hard to track substitution patterns in practice.
Yes,
like
it's hard.
It's really hard to say, well, this guy's running with the 1s or the 2s. But Malik Turner's gotten a little run with the 1s today.
I'm telling you, Nate, watch out. That's my dark horse.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know, did Michael Gallup practice today? Did there's a few
Amari?
guys? Yeah, so
Did not.
Boo, boo, boo.
I'm telling you. So if you put that together, it's boo-boo.
Yeah.
Boo-boo.
Yeah,
Boo-boo,
yeah.
boo.
We can't say the S word, so I said
Boo-boo.
Yeah.
Boo-boo.
I don't
Boo.
care. It's some guys that you'll be doing yourself injustice. Not what Cedric Wilson did last year. Phenomenal.
Yeah, that's cap, Chris. Right.
Phenomenal. And what this guy doing, let's just wait and see, man. Let's hit the preseason play. These rookies going to get a lot of run. These second and first year guys going to get a lot of run. Let's just see. All we got to do is find a guy that can get the ball to him. We got to find a guy that can get the ball to him.
Well, hopefully Dak's back very soon.
But
And
he
I
ain't
think
playing in the preseason.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. And it's hard to evaluate
Yeah, I mean,
receivers if you don't have quarterbacks. Yeah, I'm with you on the receiver depth chart.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everybody wants to cut Noah Brown.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know why. Because if you really look at what he did last year, he played a lot.
Yeah.
Cedric Wilson played a lot, and I know they're both making $2 million, and they're on the back end of the depth chart, but I don't see them going anywhere because he's valuable on special teams. He's making some plays out here now.
Yes, sir.
Simi Fehoko, the 5th-round draft pick, maybe he makes it, but maybe they keep 6. I don't see it being much different than it was last year. But you can't deny 17. Malik Turner's done a nice job out here.
Practice squad again?
Could
Wasn't he
be.
on practice squad last year?
No, he was on the active roster. He's kind of like what I mentioned about Kennedy. They got him as more of a special teams guy. So maybe if nothing else, he's there for John Fossil.
Yeah.
Wasn't active for a lot of games last year, though.
So what was the deal? Was Gallup not practicing because was that related to running into the fence?
The fence flip.
Fence flip, was it
The
ankle?
double F. Huh?
Was it ankle? Was it?
He tweaked his ankle on the play. He actually came back into practice after that and tried to catch a jump ball in the end zone. But I guess afterwards they felt like, let's just give you a break, man.
Yeah.
So nothing to worry about there.
I'm going to tell you what, man.
2 guys that we got nothing to worry about that ain't practicing.
CeeDee Lamb.
You're skeptical on this Dak
Every
thing.
time. They told us there wasn't nothing to worry about Lyle, too. Right?
You know what, man?
Yeah, but he's out at practice and he's got a little tightness in his throwing arm. Like, why would? And they're throwing deep balls, Nate, in the one-on-ones. Like they don't. That's one thing we were told. It's like they didn't want to test it specifically what was scripted today in practice. So I buy that.
Okay. I'm
Don't
just
worry about it.
I tell you what.
Conspiracy theorist over here.
I tell you what.
UFOs weren't real either, huh?
You can't afford to play
Now
games.
what?
You can't afford to play games. You got too much money wrapped up in that.
Yeah.
You can't afford to.
I agree. Play it safe.
Shooting that foolishness.
You
out
know
there.
what you got in Dak. Like don't press the issue.
It's day one of pads.
Yeah.
See, this is what Shannon is trying to do. He's trying to throw shade on the game, right? And what I mean by that is, anybody that I come with, I got one better.
Oh, he's one up.
Oh, he's always trying to. Well, this guy and this guy. I mean, we all know that snakebite is the man, right? You know who snakebite is, right?
I don't.
Wow.
You don't know Blake Jarwin?
You
You don't know the
Blake
Kurt
Jarwin?
story?
I don't.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Because I told it yesterday on air,
Yeah.
and I don't think our fans laughed
Got
as
it.
much
Then I
as
don't
we
think they
laughed
got
when in studio.
It's
when it
a
happened.
great nickname. I like it.
It's wait till we tell you why.
Right, yeah. And anyway, Blake Jarwin is the starting tight end. Do you agree?
Yeah. See, Nate, I ain't the only one.
You think Schultz eclipsed him?
I think they're both going to play a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to line up first. I mean, I think Jarwin,
who
if
gets
he's healthy,
announced in the lineup?
Yeah. But and the thing about it is, like, people now the kind of storyline is, well, they can play a lot of 2 tight end sets. Not that much. I mean, they went 70% 3 wide last year. That's what the whole league does. They're not going to get too far away from that. But they've got 2 tight ends if they're healthy that they feel good about.
Dalton Schultz is trying to make them make a decision on who's going to start. The way he's been playing.
Yeah, it's hard to deny what he's
doing
out here.
They keep saying that Blake Jarwin is your start, and I'm like, that's not written in stone. Like, that's not guaranteed. Schultz is showing up every day, Nate.
Hogan's hero.
You know why I think I'm like this?
Why?
Because I don't want to see the same damn roster that I've seen for the last 2 years. I want some fresh blood in here. I don't want to see.
But Jarwin would be fresh blood, right?
Kinda.
You
know, I mean, I'm okay with the tight end position, but I'm talking about like your 5th and 6th wide receiver and your special teams guys and your defensive, your
Wilson
DBs.
was not just another guy last year.
He had a nice year.
He had a nice year.
Especially when Dak was healthy.
Yeah.
They had a nice little connection.
I'm telling you know what, Shannon?
Just let me do me. Just let me do me, Nate. While we're at camp, and then once they set the final roster, I'll be fine with it. But I just want to see some fresh blood, man. I want to see something new. I'm tired of them hanging on to dudes for like 6 years, like Rico Gathers, and waiting, and then they just go away. It seems like the same thing with Noah Brown. Just waiting on Noah. He's hurt. What's he doing?
Noah
He's a good blocker. He did play nice last year.
Wow.
He did.
Shannon, wow.
But I'm just saying there's guys out there practicing right now that are playing just as nice, if not better, than he is right now at this moment in camp.
Ain't nobody catching more balls than Noah, man. Ain't nobody
Let's
caught
count.
more
You know
balls
what?
than
I'm going to count tomorrow.
Yeah, you count. And see, that'll be just the day that Noah don't get it a pass. Wow.
All right, before we get out of here, Rob, who gets your helmet sticker? Let's just, you know what? Let's just go all the way in camp so far. Offense and defense, you get to pick one guy on both sides of the ball that's kind of stood out to you. That's, you know what? Give us somebody that maybe you didn't expect to show up out here like they've shown up.
Okay, so not like a established guy? Because I was going to say Tyron Smith. I think he looks – Nate would know more than me, but I think he looks really good.
Let's do both.
He put the Jake brakes on my boy 94 today. He put the –
Again? You got him again?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm going to tell you something. In Tennessee, you can go up and down these mountains, right? But when them brakes get hot, they got a place where you can run off the side of the road, and it'll slam you to a stop. It's a bunch of dirt, and all of a sudden you just run up a little hill, and it slams you to a stop. He just met that stop. Randy Gregory met that stop. Okay.
So Tyron would be your established guy. Who would be your kind of, hey, this guy's got something?
Well, you took my Malik Turner pick.
You can take that.
I'll take him because he's been out there making plays. Defensively, man, how about I like what Quentin Bohanna's showing a little bit in the D-line.
Yeah, he kind of got raunchy today on the run defense. He kind of can stick his hands in there and make you feel him a little bit.
Nate wouldn't even say his name the first week of practice. He just called him the Kentucky guy. He said he's got to go do something, but he slipped up yesterday and he called him by his name.
You've been watching him, right?
Yeah, I watched him today, especially that run defense. Him and Hamilton and what's that guy named Gallimore. Them big guys, they looked at like it's a defensive drill, but they looked at like they was trying to penetrate some hearts, man. Yeah, they looked good.
They had like 8 batted down passes yesterday, and it's a reminder of how much length they tried to add. We keep hearing length.
Right.
Like you're seeing it in these practices, and Bohanna's listed at like 330.
Yeah.
He moves better than that.
Yeah.
I think anyway.
Well, when you looked at what we had last year that couldn't move versus anybody that can crawl, it looks much better.
Could move. Yeah. Move the wrong direction most of the time.
Man,
Backwards.
Texas two-step. I ain't never seen a guy that big do the Texas two-step that good. Which way you want me to go? Which way you want me to go?
All right, who's going to be our number 2 quarterback? Is Gilbert in the driver's seat right now?
Yeah. He's got it. I mean, yeah, unless they go outside the roster.
I'll tell you what, I don't know about reading the defense and all that stuff, but DiNucci throws a beautiful pass.
That's what Nick said today.
Like his ball, his ball is tight, and it's you know it's you look at some of these other guys got a little wobble to it. He's consistently throwing darts.
He goes Wyatt Earp with the sidearm
with the
thing.
sling,
Yeah,
with the slinging it a little bit, but it looks nice. Now, if it goes where it's supposed to,
but
and all that, I don't know.
why are they talking more about that tight pass in the defensive room than they do in the offensive room?
I don't know.
I mean, Parsons done got him. Kennedy done got him. Brown done got him. I mean, okay. I mean, tight, nice, and right to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Is the quarterback, the backup quarterback, is he on this roster? I've been asking everyone I guess.
I think preseason's going to tell the story.
Okay.
I mean, right now I would say yes, because you know they spent $3 to $5 million on Andy Dalton last year, and they don't have that kind of money right now.
Yes, sir.
So I think the hope is it's Garrett Gilbert. You know, could things open up as cuts go and all that kind of stuff? They've made trades for quarterbacks in the past. That's a possibility if they don't like what they see. But I think they're hoping it's Gilbert.
Update on Malik Hooker. Saw him over on the side doing some work. He was out there working with the trainers, working with the strength coach, running around a little bit. When can we expect to see him on the field?
I actually asked him that. He said he doesn't have like a set day of when I'm going to practice. He said they're just trying to be smart, not only because he feels like he's ready to go off the Achilles from last year, but he hadn't played football in a year plus, and they're just going to let him get acclimated back to football before he gets out there. But he says he feels good and he's ready to go. So I can't wait to see what he can bring, maybe hopefully in some preseason games.
Just trying not to rush him, make sure he's ready before they throw him out there?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, Rob, thanks for joining the show, man.
Thanks, man.
It's always a pleasure. Come back anytime you want.
You're my guys, man. I appreciate it.
We're only doing it while we're out here, but you're welcome to come back at any time.
What show are you a part of during the regular year?
The more you're on the show, Rob, the less Mickey is. So come back as often as you want.
Oh, my gosh, that's mean. That's a nice thing to say.
What's the name of your show that you do during the year?
I'm talking Cowboys.
And who? No, I'm saying
you're alumni there.
Who are your guys?
Well, it is. The cast has changed. Right now, it's Kyle, Yeomans, and Mickey filling in. But normally, it's Kyle, Heckma Harrison, the great Isaiah Stanback, former Cowboys receiver, and myself.
That's good. That's a good
So
group.
basically, half the crew of hanging with the boys while we at camp.
Yeah.
Heckma and
Isaiah. And they're awesome. Heck's great. It's a great group.
Well, just y'all don't get too comfortable in them chairs in there at the Star, because when me and Nate coming back, we push y'all back on.
Oh, it's a competition. It's like that? Okay.
Yeah.
And then Heckman go, he's going to say it like 800 times. Here's me hanging with You're not hanging with the boys, okay?
Nah, I can't believe they let him keep our name. It upsets me a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, Rob, thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming, hanging out. Nate, pleasure. Where are you going after the show? You going for a drive?
Yeah, man, I may go for a drive. No, I've made me a good salad. And what I like to do is stare at my food and stalk it. So I've been looking at this salad for the last 2 hours, seeing what angle I'm going to attack it.
That's what Brad Sham said about a piece of cheesecake the other night. He was like, I'm going to take it to my room. I'm just going to look at it. But I'm not going to eat it. I'm like, whatever floats your boat, man. Whatever you want to do.
I'm stalking this salad I made, man. So
I'm just proud you eating salads out here.
Yeah, man, because what that lunchroom service requires that you eat salads.
All right, thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow for the second day of padded practice. Same time, same place. This has been Camping Out.
Camping Out!
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.